I'm Danny Wallace, and welcome to Be Inspired. We are here at the Impossible Manchester. We bring together the best speakers in their field to teach you all about spiritual connection, business growth, personal development. It is a one-stop shop for lighting up your life and your business.
I've seen Danny on Facebook, so I was curious to find out more about her and how she works. She's got an amazing energy to her.
I came today so I could sit in the audience and soak it all up, having spoke at the last Be Inspired.
I attended on Zoom in April and it was fantastic, and it had already changed my life at that point, so I knew that I just had to be in room, in real life this time.
Be Inspired is an event where you can come and recharge, reinvigorate, get yourself plugged in, hyped up, ready to take on the world. Some people want to connect with their business and their mission message and share that to a wider audience. Some people want to reconnect with their story and use their experience as somebody else's survival guide. People often come to me and think, oh, I want to be a speaker on stage, and this process is so much more than that. We hang out like the weirdos, like the crazy people, the people that actually do something with their lives, that plug into things like personal development, safe spaces for us to grow, to learn together and to support each other.
I have loved every minute. I am super pleased that I've nailed what I wanted to do.
The whole experience with Danny, she really helps to pull that out of you, and she helps to make sure that you're prepared, and she's there like holding space for you the whole way. Although I thought I was going to get my pants.
It has pushed me completely out of my comfort zone, but I've done it and it's an incredible experience, and now I want to do more.
There are a few ways you can get involved with Be Inspired. One is to join the Be Inspired Mastermind. Every 6 months, I open up 20 spaces for 20 incredible people to share their business and their mission message, and also work with me to really hone their talks so they can go and get booked, reach more people and make more money, honey. Or if you're not quite ready for that, just come and be in the room where it happens.
Be Inspired has been just such an incredibly positive experience for me.
Go for it and spread your message, because really powerful things happen when we all get together and connect.
You've got to be here, be inspired.
If you're thinking about buying a ticket to this event, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it now.
You can join us at the next event of Be Inspired on the 31st of March and 1st of April 2022. You would be a fool to miss it. Hello, good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Are you okay? Are you okay? And a lot of you are asking, am I okay? I am okay. Are you okay, hon? Oh, we okay this morning? Very good morning to you all. And welcome to the show, Rise Up Show. It is Wednesday. I've got some things to talk to you about today. In fact, you all, I've got some things to talk to you about all day today. So let's see who's watching along. Give us a little shout if you're watching along with us this morning. Charlie Brown, hope you're feeling better, Dan. Yes, I am. How am I feeling today? I'll fill you in just a second. Louise Jones is watching. Good morning, Lou. How are you? Julia is in the house. Nina A. Spencer is feeling the feels with the video this morning. It was a nice little video to play first thing in the morning, actually, when I've been feeling a little bit ropey, to just remind us of what it is that we create together. It is flipping amazing, isn't it, what we create together? But it is not without, excuse me while I contour and talk at the same time. It is not without its interesting parts of the journey as well, and that's what I want to talk to about you today. So as many of you that follow the show will know, the last 2 years have been crazy. Since January has been insanity. The last 2 months have been up the chuffing wall. All for good reason. So the way that my business model works is, and I want to talk to you about energy management today, and I want to talk to you about burnout, and I want to talk to you about ownership, and I want to talk to you about making good sound, solid decisions based on that kind of knowledge this morning. So, admission, first of all. My name's Donny. My name's Danny Wallace. I am the Queen Bee. I am also a workaholic. Okay. So that is my first admission. Admission is the first step towards recovery. And a lot of my workaholism has come from fear, has come from being absolutely petrified of ever going backwards. And I talked about this at Be Inspired, that a lot of what it is that I have done has been running away from something. Nothing that I've done, but running away from the life that I used to live, running away from previous relationships, running away from the estate that I grew up on, like all of this, running away from danger, running away from poverty, all of these things. I've been running away from things. And a lot of, when it comes to things like workaholism, especially when you have a deliciously addictive personality. So this is somebody who in the past has had problematic drinking behaviours, certainly problematic work behaviours, and all of this is kind of stemmed in trauma, right? Oh, we didn't know we were going here this morning, Danny. We didn't tune in for this. We tuned in for some uplifting conversation from you. But actually, I think it's important that I talk about this because this is something that I am experiencing right now in the moment. And I also want to share with you that you can experience these things right now in the moment, still make great decisions, still launch incredible things, still have a fantastic business, and still be working through all this stuff, right? You've just got to be clever about it. You've got to be aware about it. And this is what I've been finding. So just to give you, if you are unaware, a little insight into just the past, let's say the past 2 months. So the past 2 months have been all geared up towards, and we have lives and businesses as well. So we don't just have our businesses, we have our kids, if we've got kids, we've got our families, if we've got families, we've got our friends, if we've got friends, we've got some attempt at social life, if we've got that. Like, there's lots of other things that we've got bills, we've got like houses to manage and all of this sort of stuff. We are going deep today. We absolutely are. The burrito is back. Good morning. Thank you, Suzanne. Yes, I did spend the majority of yesterday wrapped up in my bed like a burrito. I slept for the majority of the day. And then in the evening, I watched the entire of the new season of You. How did I get there? Because I felt guilty as shit. And this inherent presenteeism, workaholism has come from trauma in the past. When it comes from working in corporate, calling in sick would garner lots of difficult conversations, especially in management, and there was no one to manage the team. Like, taking a day off wasn't like, are you sure you've got to take the day off? Is there anything we could do to support you? With a double head nod, naturally what they're doing is they're willing you to come in so they don't have to pick up the slack of you not being in. And that goes on for years and years and years. If anyone's worked in the corporate sector, will find that, presenteeism is something that is silently applauded, I think. And we often spill this over. And when we own our own businesses, presenteeism is a real thing. And when you're feeling tired or sick or sad or overwhelmed, I think it's very difficult as a business owner, especially when you are in peak times, such as smack bang in the middle of a launch. It's difficult to say, whoa, I've got some red flags that are happening right now that I really need to pay attention to. If I don't pay attention to them now, I am going to be made to pay attention to them in the next few days, not the next few weeks, not the next few months, in the next few days. If I don't put the brake on right now, then something in this house of cards will tumble a little bit further down the line, and that's not too far past the end of my nose. Yeah, absolutely, Felicity. We have a terrible culture of this in the UK and then wonder why everyone in the office catches a cold, right? I remember working in the contact centre, someone coming in ill. I mean, looking at them going, you're now going to make me ill. And now we're both going to be off. So there's this inherent guilt around when we see or feel these red flags that, oh God, the world is going to fall apart without us. And I felt a little bit of that yesterday. I felt a little bit of that for the past week. I would say. And the thing is, these big launches, these these peak times within business are scheduled in. They're part of our wider strategy. And it's okay when you're in a corporate that you've got a team, you have a marketing team that looking after the marketing, you've got a sales team looking after the sales and all of this and all of that and all of the other. And then actually here, there's me. And yes, there's my team around me, but for the majority of everything forward facing, it's your girl. Now, there are clever ways to set up launches, really clever ways to set up launches. You can get Facebook ads, you can schedule stuff. But I am still very much in that I really want to share with you what's on my heart. So for connection, like so that I can connect with you. And I really need to trust the fact that actually queuing stuff up is going to prevent these things happening. And so we've had Be Inspired. Now, Be Inspired is a big machine of an event. So not only, there's a number of things to think about when you're running an event. And at no point do I want anyone to feel sorry for me, by the way. This isn't me going, I was a bit poorly yesterday. Poor me. But I want you to think about how you treat your business and how you manage fear. All right. That's kind of what I want to speak to you about this morning as part of this Wise Up Wednesday. Because if you remember what I said to you just at the beginning, a lot of my life has been spent running away from stuff. Like, oh my God, if this is a failed launch, then I'm done for. That's it. Total respect for doing self-care and listening to your mind and your body. That's sustainability for you, your family, and your business. 100%, Suzanne, 100%, 100%. So lots of moving parts. So there's a number of teams that actually make Be Inspired happen. So the first team is the venue. So the venue look after Be Inspired. We've also got our Zoom team, which is the iStead Studios. So everything that you see where you watch from home, that is a whole team that we pay for to come in. There's another moving part to make sure that the people at home who have online tickets have brilliant access to the whole lot as if they were in the room. And we make that, you know, a real part of the experience is to join in the room with the people at home. We've also got the creative team. We've also got the team selling the tickets. The team selling the tickets, y'all, is me. We've also got the audience, getting the audience ready, getting the audience in the room. We've also got the cohort. Now, the cohort are, for the majority, bar 4 of them, are all clients of mine. So that everybody that's going through their own journey to get to that stage. And that's the really important thing, that it's my job as a sort of sponge for those clients to absorb everything they need absorbing so they can really, really focus. So when you're managing things like that with a complex event with lots and lots of moving parts, it is tiring, but it's also entirely my zone of genius. You see me light up when I talk about it is because honestly, it is incredible. So then what happens directly after that? So I talk a lot to my clients about happenings. We create happenings in our business where we get all eyes on the business, all eyes on Danny Wallace and IATQB and what it is that we do. So that's real prime time for launching. So as part of my overall business strategy, we do Be Inspired, and then right, it's the right thing to do. I'd be a silly businesswoman if I didn't. We then open the doors to all of our programs. But in order to do a successful launch, there are lots of things that you need to do. Again, there are lots of moving parts, and each of these moving parts have to start before the thing that's actually happening on the day, right? So the run up to the launch actually has to happen prior to the event itself, as well as the run up to the event itself. So you can see all of these stack up. That's just work. That's just work. So then underneath what's been happening with me is we've had a really close bereavement in the family. And it's not something that I've talked about in a massive way because it's not really my, part of my story to tell. And it's somebody who, wasn't on social media a huge amount, and I didn't want to kind of draw attention to it. But we've had a really close bereavement in the family, and there's a lot going on over that side of things. We've got my parents, like both of my parents from a health point of view, have had struggles. My stepdad has got some real serious struggles with his health at the moment, all of which we've got to manage around the 3 kids. So I'm not doing, again, please really hear me when I'm talking to you about these. I'm not telling you these things so that you will, feel sorry for Danny Wallace. It's not that. It's that I am now having to recognize that actually when you throw it all on the table like that, you go, fuck, that's quite a lot to deal with. So when I get into the doors have opened, and it feels like Friday night was amazing. The challenge was just honestly so joyful and incredible. And you guys had such breakthroughs, and it was phenomenal. And then we opened the doors. Each thing that has happened over the past couple of months has felt like it'll be okay when this happens. It'll be okay when this happens. I can rest when this happens. Actually, there is a series of finish lines that I don't get to stop at. It's like running an ultra marathon and then running another ultra marathon. And so many of you all the time, like, drop me a message. I don't know how you do it, Danny. I don't know how you do it. And in honesty, like, I don't know how I do it either. I just fucking love what I do. But just fucking loving what I do is not enough to maintain my physical health when I'm dealing emotionally as well as physically with all of those things compounded. So what does that mean? All right. It does not mean that the launch is going poorly. It's not. It's actually going amazing. We are halfway sold out, and the doors aren't even meant to close till Friday. Right. So we're halfway sold out already. Half of the spaces are taken on Be Inspired. You see, we've got, you can't see because it's behind there. We've got some names on the Wings of Destiny. We've got names all hanging on here. And as far as the launch goes, we're doing really good. If you put a financial figure, it would probably sat just shy of the 60K mark. So when I'm looking at the situation, I'm thinking, oh, well, Danny, like, we could just start. But actually, there are spaces available, and I am not doing all the things purposefully because I've needed to rest. I had to call time out yesterday. I had to stop. So still, even like the overhang of Be Inspired is lots and lots of feedback sessions for 20 incredible speakers. So yesterday was a day, it was chock full. I'd done London the day before again. And even though I had a date day to myself on Sunday, I actually zipped around like a blue ass fly. If anybody saw, I went to an exhibition and I went to the theatre and I did this and I did that. I didn't fucking stop. Then actually, what actually needs to happen is that I needed to stop. And that's what I did yesterday. I allowed myself to say, I had a really poor night's sleep. And I was like, why am I sleeping poorly? And I'm good at self-reflection, and I'm good at kind of analysing what's going on. I'm going to check in with myself. Like, how am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? Am I feeling fear? Yes. I'm feeling like I'm not doing all the things that I should be doing. I'm feeling a not enoughness. I'm feeling like, oh, did I do what I needed to do to get enough people on the challenge? Have I helped enough people? Have I got enough sales calls booked in? Have I got this? Have I got that? I just feeling really like kind of not enoughness. And this not enoughness only comes when I'm tired. When I'm, like when I'm toddler tired. Do you know kind of the toddler tired that I mean? Where if someone asks if you're okay, you go like that. That's when that feeling starts to edge in. So it isn't that I inherently believe that I'm not enough or inherently believe that anything is going wrong. It's just that I'm so tired. I can't think of where is this energy going to come from to hold launch space. And then I remember that I am the fucking boss. I am the boss. There is nobody that I am answerable to other than me. And of course, my clients. But of course, we've got boundaries and all of that sort of stuff. So I don't have to ask my clients if it's okay. I could say to my clients, hey, because I have a no knobheads clause. So these people are very, very understanding of themselves and of me, and know that I give 100% all the time, more than 100% where I can. And so for me to turn around to them and say, I don't feel well. Do you mind awfully if we reschedule and I take a day off today? They go, yes, Danny, because actually we're worried about you. And for the first, has anybody ever felt this? Where you get say if you were in employment and you take the day off sick, and you might pull a sickie, but then you can't enjoy pulling a sickie because you feel guilty all day. It kind of felt like that at the beginning. And I just had to kind of put my hand on my heart and say, look, I'm going to relinquish guilt around resting, around sleep. I said to Wallace, look, please don't expect anything from me today. I'm going to really struggle to parent today. I'm going to struggle to do everything today. But please hold some space. I'm going to wrap myself up like you did the other day, like a burrito on my bed, and do nothing. And that is exactly what I did. And I feel so much better, so much more clear-headed for it. I feel so much more than today. And I made some decisions yesterday as well as the day went on, and I kind of allowed myself to process because I was beating myself up. I felt like I'd failed. I felt like I was not living up to the expectation that Danny Wallace goes like the Duracell bunny. I was feeling all of those sorts of feels, like all the expectation of me is that I go like the clappers. If I break, then people are going to think that it's a fallacy, it's a ruse, this Danny Wallace that I share on the internet. It's not. None of it is. Absolutely shite all of it is a ruse. So you see how busy I am. It's not for show. I just am. It just is what it is. And I kind of got to that point yesterday where I was just so processing everything and sort of sitting with it. It's, okay, so why are you doing this? Why are you doing it in this way? Are the better ways of doing it? What's been the sort of preventative things that you haven't done in order to keep you safe? What are you running away from? What are you fearful? Just a lot of real sort of processing stuff whilst I'm bundled up like a burrito, just chilling, watching you on Netflix. So I'm asking myself these questions. And I just had to realize that some of the things in the online space just don't sit comfortably with me. So I've actually started to write an email. I'm going to send it out after this when I finish writing it, and I give it a little bit more insight. But there are rules to launching stuff. This is how my email starts today. If anyone's on my email list, then you'll be receiving this anyway with a little bit more insight. There are rules to launching stuff. It goes, all with exclamation marks. Grow your audience, grow your list, be everywhere on social media, be everywhere in real life if you can. Stack out your diary with sales calls, email every day, create urgency, create FOMO, do all the things, flood the space, and all the while dealing with all the things that I'm dealing with. And I was like, well, I don't want to because I don't want to. I talked to you before about structures from which to deviate. So having things that are structured but allow you for creativity. And when I go back to remembering that I'm the fucking boss, that means that I can make some decisions that are going to keep me safe, keep my clients well served, allow me to launch in a really relaxed and joyful state, the way I want to launch, and not get hung up with what I should be doing. Then all of a sudden I start to feel that joy come back around where it is that I'm going, around these things. So again, like I say, I'm not in the middle of any kind of failure right now, other than I am ready to listen to myself harder than I've ever listened to myself before. I'm ready to tune into myself harder than ever have before. And it's a luxury that I've not been able to afford myself before. We're midway through a launch that is really successful, that is incredible. In fact, I've got sales calls today, tomorrow, the day after, over the weekend, for people to take space up on this. I'm not worried about it, but I really want to do it my way. Yes, please tell us, because I don't know, Joe Wilson, I don't know why you don't get my emails. Would you message Dan maybe, or message bookings at imthequeenbee.co.uk or Wallace at imthequeenbee.co.uk? They might be able to fix that. Rest is working on your body and mind. That's how I try and see it. I'm working on me so I can help others better. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Toddler tired. Yes, I just cry and say I'm so tired, usually given a blanket and popped on the sofa. Essentially, that's what Wallace did yesterday. Just get back into bed. Just get back into bed. I am totally in that space. Following a massive launch here. It's mental coming down from a launch space, not that's stopping for self-care. It's so massive. Needed to do it, not enough. Yeah, all of it. With so many plates to spin, you'll be a robot to not need a day to pop them down. And that's it. How would I prefer to launch? Well, I'm extending the answer to that question. I'm actually doing in real life. So I am extending the amount of time that the cart's open. I am giving myself an opportunity to breathe. I'm giving myself days off in between. I am taking myself out of hustle mentality and putting myself into flow space. So what I'm doing is I am delaying the commencement of the course by a week. So I'm meant to start a week today. And only because it was going to like I was just going to get it all done, I just want to kind of exhale around the whole thing. So we're now, instead of starting on the 27th of October, we're going to start the course the week later on I think it's the 3rd of November. I'm going to kick off in November. do Be Heard for the 8 weeks and then extend out into the new year with Be Inspired. And that's going to give me, like, it takes away that false sense of urgency. Like, oh my God, the door's going to close this Friday at midnight. Oh my fucking God, I got to move. And I get it I get it as a sales tactic. Like, I understand it, create formal, create urgency, whatever. But I don't need to with the audience that I have and the way that I sell stuff. So if I don't need to, why am I doing it? If I don't need to do these things, if, you know, someone's saying, oh, well, I just need a few days to go and like gather the cash or move stuff around so that I can jump. Good. That's cool. I would say, oh, you've got to do it by midnight on Friday. So I have extended everything by a week and to allow myself to exhale. And also, some of the things that I'm going to do are going to be fun. So today, for example, I'm going to do a series of lives from the tattoo parlor today. I'm going to do some joy stuff. Like, I was already booked in. I've got a tattoo. I'm going to have a thigh tattoo today. And I've got some lives booked in. So I'm going to be doing some live interviews from the tattoo studio. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be sending out emails that really come from the heart. And that's going to inform what I share on social media. I am going to allow myself to speak to the people who I really want to work with, and not be scared of being pushy. And I think that, again, even for somebody who's really, I'm incredibly good at sales. Even for somebody who's incredibly good at sales, when you're feeling tired, the last thing you want to do is do sales calls or make sales approaches. So actually, there's a whole bunch of you out there who I would just honestly adore working with. So I'm going to ask, I'm just going to drop the people that I adore messages and say, what's up? Fancy jumping in? I'm going to say to you guys, hey, the doors are still open. Do you want to come and sit up here? Do you want to come and work with me? And that be okay. Just relinquish all guilt and all fear. And that is how I want to launch. I want to launch without fear, without guilt, without all of this running away from. And I just want to run towards, with all of these people that are up here already. I want to run, and the people that are going to join, and run towards creating something as magical, if not more magical, than what we just created in the last event. So I think shifting the way that I think about things in terms of when I see launch plans, they are a suffocating structure from which sometimes your girl's going to need to deviate from. Is that going to be successful? I don't know. Is that, I don't know. But all I'm doing today and what I decided yesterday was I'm just going to feel into this. I'm going to make some decisions that's going to keep me safe. I'm going to make some decisions that's going to keep my clients served as strongly as I definitely can. And that's it. And sometimes it takes hitting a wall to remember that we are the fucking bosses. Depends how you measure success, right? For me, this particular launch, the measure of success will be as many people as possible speaking about their business, right? So for me, that will be 20 spaces filled on Be Inspired. And there are 20 spaces available on this wing over here for Be Heard Pro, and as many spaces in the world for Be Heard. So I think success, the measurement of success for me, it never is in pounds. The only reason why I shared the figure on the launch so far is just because I don't want anyone to sit there thinking, oh, Danny's failing at a launch. Fucking hell, she's scared. I'm not. That's not what this is. This is an acknowledgement and acceptance of myself, my energy, my health, and all of that sort of stuff, and how I'm going to knit that all together to still have and keep generating phenomenal success and abundance for everybody that's a part of this community. So, yeah. Lynn's saying it'd be great to work with you. Yeah, come and get involved, Lynn. It's all good. Come and get involved. All of the programs are open. We've got Be Heard and Be Inspired both open. There are some incredible bonuses that I'm going to be emailing you guys about as well, because I haven't shouted about them. It's just been a lot. It feels like a lot to shout. It's not to do with them. Yeah, that's right. But still, I just want to be really in it, instead of feeling like it's swept to I've got to do this today, I've got to do that today. I just want to take all of that out of it and go, all right, I'm going to extend this cart by a week. I'm going to be totally okay with that. I'm going to feel into the energy of it all. I know it sounds dead woo. And I know that you business strategists out there will probably go, no, Danny, you got to hustle, you got to go for it. I'm not feeling the grind. Like I've been grinding hard. And actually, the times when I flick the switch and I chuck it in the fuck it bucket and I go, do you know what? I've done all I can do. I'm just going to trust, as ever, that the right people are going to come and work with me, and I'm going to hold the most incredible space for them over the next month. That gets me emotional, because that really is what I want. I don't want to just sell out the program. I want to love on the people that are coming in. I want to hold that space for their growth. I want to have them, if they're in Be Inspired, take to that stage and change their fucking lives. That's what I want to happen. And reconnecting with that by reconnecting with myself has been huge in the past 24 hours. I just wanted to share that with you today. So yeah, that is my Wise Up Wednesday. No, well, hang on, Karen Dawkins, what are you saying? No, this business strategist has been telling you to take some time off and look after yourself. Yeah, I know. And I do, like, I have got some time away. There's lots of us that are going over to Barcelona, right? We're going over to Barcelona in just 3 weeks' time, which is really like beyond exciting. So I have got time off planned, but going from finish line to finish line to finish line to finish line to finish line and not having any break. I feel like Eddie Izzard doing all of the ultra marathons. Like, that's how I feel. I could just see you singing. I could just see you on stage of Be Inspired singing I Did It My Way, right? Be authentic, be yourself. The folks will come. Yeah, no doubt. And they do, and they are. That's the thing, they are. And so I am just trusting in that. And that's what I've got to share with you today. That's what this, as part of this Wise Up Wednesday, is when you allow yourself to listen to yourself, you can do better work. And the measure of success isn't necessarily the sellout program. Like last time, I opened the doors and closed the doors, and that was it. People are in a different position than they were back in April time. I've done things a little bit differently than I did back in April time. I've been juggling a few more things than I were back in April time. And it isn't a measure of success at the launch. So the measure of success for me is getting a whole cohort of phenomenal human beings. That is the success for me. It's not the sellout. It's the cohort of people who are ready right now at this time to do the work with me, for me to hold the space for them to go ahead and change how they connect to their message so they can reach more people and help more people. The ripple effect of what Be Inspired creates is phenomenal. And it's been really hard to receive. We was talking the other week, weren't we, about, finding it hard to receive and like getting flowers and getting lots of, gifts and things after the event and from my incredible clients. But people saying, the feedback and the testimonials that come from working with me or working with the event are, this changes lives. Like, that's not small. And it's not felt small. And I think that's sort of added to the overwhelm. Like, fuck, okay, so this is big then. Shit. I better do a really good job then. And I think that's why we get, the cohorts just get stronger and stronger and stronger each time. It's insanity how it works. You help so many people, even if they don't work with you directly, right? So that is how things have changed for me in the past, say, week, I would say. A little bit of sort of red flag viewing, and then a little bit of acceptance, and then a little bit of pressing pause, and then a little bit of adjusting the sails a little bit to keep myself protected. And I think that's all been the right thing. So I'll be explaining a little bit more about that in my email today. But yes, I'm going to be going live at 10:30. with the glorious Jojo. So in just 25 minutes, you're going to be sick of me today. Well, you're not going to be sick of me because we're going to be talking about some ace things. We're going to be talking about all things Be Inspired. Glad you're back on top form. Oh, thank you, Pauline. After just one day off, remember to take care of yourself. Even bees need rest. And thank you so much to Nina Spencer as well for sharing a beautiful poem in the IATQB Hive. Your programs do change lives. I've never been kicked up the arse in such a loving way. Oh, Joe, I do love you. So at 10:30 today, just before I go into the tattoo parlor, I will be joined live by Jojo Smith. She's going to be talking about her experience over the past 2 years with IATQB. SJ Lewis is going to be joining us at 1 o'clock from the tattoo parlor. And then at 4 o'clock, Nikki Kinsella is going to be joining us live today. So I'm going to be doing a series of lives all the way through the week, talking to previous cohorts, previous clients, current clients about what their experiences are of working in the world of IATQB and what that means by getting involved. So thank you so much to everybody for sending your well wishes and your love yesterday. Thank you to those that are in the IATQB community for kicking me up the arse in the most loving way, hitting the reset button and come back with a new energy. 100%. Jojo Smith has done amazing, and I will talk to you a little bit more about that in just 25 minutes time. All right, my darlings, sending you the hugest amount of love. If anyone does want to talk to me about Be Inspired or Be Heard or Be Heard Pro, please do get in my DMs, or you can click on the link, I think, on my Insta bio at the Queen Bee Danny. You can book in a little 15-minute chat to see if it's for you. I am excited to see who else is going to be joining us on the Wings of Destiny. I am excited to be able to announce our final lineup for you. And I'm excited to extend the card so that I can talk to you a little bit more about what this event, this mastermind, this program is all about. All right, my loves, have the most phenomenal day. I'll see you throughout it if you are tuning in. Keep your peepers peeled. Take care. I'll see you later.